Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to start the new series First PUC Computer Science portion. So today I'm going to discuss with you the blueprint of First PUC and the first chapter I'm going to discuss. So this is a first PUC syllabus. So from the last year we are following the first PUC syllabus. It is a new syllabus. So we are having totally chapter 11. So till 11 chapter we are having, and this is the weightage of every chapter. What is the weightage? If you take the first chapter computer system, we are having the weightage of 17 marks, and you can expect one hot question from that, and all the questions are there, which means a 1 marker, 2 marker and 3 markers, and totally 17 mark. And encoding scheme is the second chapter. So second chapter we are having the weightage of 9 marks. So here also you can get one hard question, one 3 marker and one marker. And the third chapter is the emerging trends, which has 9 mark. Again you can have one 5 marker, one 3 marker and one MCQs. And next fourth, problem solving. So problem solving also you will be having two MCQ, one 2 marker, two 3 marker and one 5 marker. So here also we are having 15 marks. So the problem solving is very important because you'll be having 15 marks of weightage. And chapter 5 is getting started with Python. The weightage is 18 mark, and you can get one hot question also, and 3 marker, 2 marker and 2 MCQ and one fill in the blanks. And next one is flow of control, 8 mark again, one 5 marker you will get, and one 2 marker and one MCQ. And chapter 7 is a function chapter. Again, 9 mark you are having, one 5 marker, one 2 marker and one MCQ and one fill in the blanks. Next chapter is a string chapter. You will be having one 3 marker and one MCQs. And list chapter also 8 marks, so one 5 marker and one MCQ, two fill in the blanks. And tuples and dictionary you have 10 mark and one 3 marker, two 2 marker, two MCQ and one fill in the blanks. And social impact again, one MCQ, one 2 marker and one hard question you can expect. So totally 8 markers of weightage. So this is a no the curriculum we are having this year. And if you take it, the theory chapter, if you take computer system, is very easy chapter, you can score more mark. And encoding scheme also, it is a easy one. And emerging trends also, it is a theoretical based, you can easily score mark. From problem solving, yes, it is a problematic, like programming concept is going to start. Yes, again if you concentrate, it will be very easy. And these are all basic. So this no this Python, you have to understand all the basic concept, because the same thing we are going to learn little more deeper in the second PUC. So you have to completely concentrate on that. So this complete series I'm going to explain all the concept in depth, and you can understand the concept with a practical example. You can interact with me through comment section, I will help you for that. And soon, no the August month, the no the from the board exam you can expect the first test. And the portion also I will share it with you soon. So I'll do the revision classes. And no so before the final exam, definitely I will help you for the quick revision with many tips and tricks. And lab programs also I'm going to discuss with you with this series. So please subscribe my channel. And what are the practicals we are having? We are having a complete Python program, only part A and part B. And 6 mark, 6 mark, and execution of 1 mark for 8 marks. And practical record you have to maintain, and that also for 6 mark. And Viva voice also 4 mark. So totally you will be having 30 marks for the practical. Okay, so all this we are going to discuss now. So I am going to start with first chapter. So before going into that, I want to show you, I have released the first PUC textbook. It is an integrated computer science with Python. You will be getting in Sapna Book House, Avenue Road, or you can contact this number. So he will help you how to order the book. And this book contains textbook, question bank and lab manual. So it is really very simple explanation I have given, and lot more examples, and really it will be benefit for you. So please order the book so that you will get the benefit. So I'm going to start with the first chapter now. So the first chapter is understanding computer system. So these are the main topic which we are going to cover it in this chapter. The first topic is components of a computer system, which is very important 5 marker. Every time they used to ask this question. And the second one is the evolution of a computer, memory, microprocessor versus microcontroller, data transfer, software versus hardware, and the operating system. So this chapter we are having a weightage of 17 marks. So easily I will tell you the tips and tricks how to score the marks. Okay, the first I will start with the computer definition. So first, what is the meaning of computer? Usually we will be telling it is an electronic device, and it can store, recall and process data, and it can perform the complex calculation also according to the set of instruction we are giving. Okay, so this is just a computer definition. They won't ask any question related to what is the meaning of computer, right? So the main, when I'm talking about the computer system, the main thing is you have to remember the first one is an input, and the second one you have to mention the process, and the third one is called output. So these are the three terms you have to remember. So what is the meaning of input? So first, for before that I want to tell you the data versus information. So is there any difference between data and information, or both are same? No, both are not same. So data is nothing but the raw. For example, if I'm telling you the numbers 57, 67, 87, 97. So what I'm telling? So I'm telling as a numeric. Many of them saying that it is a numeric value, or many of them will tell any other name, right? But that is not, that is just a raw numbers. But if I'm telling that now I'm talking about the student marks of 97, 57, 67, that will become information. So data is nothing but the raw form. It can be the number, it can be the symbol, or images or videos, anything. But after processing, you are going to give some title into that, right? Just think about that, title into that, right? So that everybody can understand with what actually I'm talking about that data. That is nothing but the information. So when you're giving the input in the form of data, and so what you will be telling, the data you are going to send it to the computer for processing, and processing it will do. So processing, after processing, you are going to receive the output in the form of information. Okay, so here what is a real life example I am giving? So you want to prepare a coffee, that will become our input, but I am having now milk separately, coffee powder separately, and sugar separately. That becomes the input. After that, you are boiling everything, right? Then it becomes what? Output. You are getting a hot coffee. So that is nothing but the output. Now if you take the input devices, so input means how are we going to give a input in the form of some input devices. So the example of input devices are keyboard, mouse and scanner. And processing is nothing but, who has to do the processing? The CPU has to do the processing. And output, where can you see the output? In the monitor you can see the output, speaker you can see the output. Apart from this input devices, what are the different input devices are available? So I will ask you the question here. You can post the answer in the comment section. What about the microphone? Microphone is an input device or output device. What about the printer? Is it the input device or output device? And also one more thing is your joystick. You're playing with the game, right? Whether it is an input device or output device. Please post the answer in the comment section. I will tell you the answer later. So this is only the important question, components of a computer system, or they will ask you block diagram of a computer system. Both are same. This is definite 5 mark question. So you have to draw the diagram. This is the diagram which consists of CPU, and in CPU we are having the arithmetic logic unit, control unit, primary memory and secondary memory. Then input device and output device, you are going to draw it. Clear? So this diagram is very important for the components of a computer. Now we are going to explain each one separately. So you have to put the point wise. So what is the meaning of input? This device allow user to send data to a computer for process. That is called input. And CPU, when you want to explain, you have to mention it process the data and execute the instruction. And the CPU, what it contains? It contains what? ALU, CU, right? What is ALU? Arithmetic and logical unit. When you want to perform any arithmetic calculation or logical calculation, then ALU will perform that. And what about the control unit? Control unit, it will just control the data flow. Okay, the data flow it will control, that will be having control unit. And registers also we are having. Okay, and what is a memory? So it stores the data for future use. So why are we storing the data? If you want to use it for the later purpose, you are storing the data. So that will be there for the primary. So when you're explaining the memory, you just mention it stores the data for future use. And you will be having two types of memory. One is primary memory and second one is the secondary memory. So in primary memory, you can give an example of RAM and ROM. And next one, for the secondary memory, you can give an example of pen drive and hard disk. Any one thing you can give. Okay. So only you can explain that much, because RAM and ROM, all this we are going to see in future topics. Okay. And what is the meaning of output unit? Output device takes a processed data from the computer and produce it to the user. So this is nothing but the output unit. So when they're asking in block diagram or component of a computer system, first you have to draw the diagram, then mention input, what is it meaning, CPU, what is it meaning, memory and output unit. Clear everybody? So this is the 5-mark question. Next one is the evolution of computer. So what is the evolution of computer? So from the beginning, what are the computers we were used, how actually the computers have come. So that we are going to see it now. So the first one, if you see the abacus. So this is the abacus. I hope many of them, when you are in smaller age, you must have gone for the abacus class for doing quick calculation, right? So that is nothing but the abacus here. So it introduced 500 BC, and if you not remember this date also, it's fine. So the main purpose of this abacus is it is a mechanical device capable of performing simple arithmetic calculation. Okay, that is nothing but the abacus. And the next, when it comes to the Pascaline, the year is 1642. So who invented that Pascaline is Blaise Pascal. It may come in 1 marker. Just remember, Pascaline means Pascal, Blaise Pascal. So this is also a mechanical calculator, and you could add and subtract numbers directly. And multiplication and division were achieved through repeated addition and subtraction. So I hope everyone remember in your smaller age, when you want to learn the multiplication and division for the first time, you will be doing the with repeated addition and subtraction method. Okay, this introduced in Pascaline time. The third one is a Charles Babbage, 1834. The analytic engine as chart. The main purpose of it, it is also a mechanical computing device, and this is the first time they are taking the inputting, processing, storing and displaying output. So this time only it started off inputting, processing, output and memory, all this. And next one is a tabulating machine. You can see the tabulating machine here. So this is designed by Hermann Hollerith. So this machine summarized data stored on punch card. So what is the meaning of punch card is? It is just a piece of stiff paper that store digital data in the form of holes. Okay, whatever, if you want to store the data, you have to store it in punch card machine. Okay, and this is a main important towards the programmable machine. Okay, and next one is a Turing machine. Alan Turing only introduced this. So this is the first time they are introduced the general purpose programmable machine, and it is capable of solving problems which is stored on the punched card. Okay, and next one is the EDVAC and ENIAC. This is also very important. John von Neumann introduced the concept, though here only the binary languages are introduced this time only, and this is only main important concept of von Neumann architecture. The next one is a transistor. You can see here it developed at Bell Labs, and transistor also replaced vacuum tubes, and they are using the semiconductor materials to improve the reliability and reduce size. And next one, we are having the integrated circuit. As of now we are using the IC only. So it is a silicon chip containing all the electronic circuits. They are going to keep it in the IC, and it will the size of the computers also drastically change. If you see before computer, how what is the size of this computer, you can see here the room size computer. But once the IC circuit has come, now the computer size also become reduced so much. Okay, so that is nothing but the IC. The next concept is von Neumann architecture. If they're asking von Neumann architecture, just you can mention what is the meaning of input, central processing unit, memory, and output. First, you have to explain all this. After that, you have to mention in this time only the first binary programmable can be starting. And the next one is a Moore's law. So, what is a Moore's law prediction is number of transistor on a chip would double every 2 years, while the cost also would be off. So whenever the transistor, as we discussed, the transistor and IC started, the size of the computer has decreased, right? So number of transistor on a chip, every time if it is double, the cost also will be reduced. That is what the Moore's law has mentioned. And after that, we are having the large scale integration. So what is the meaning of LSII? Is it is a large scale integration. So what it means is the complete CPU they are putting it in one single chip. That is nothing but the microprocessor. So the complete CPU you are going to put it in a small chip. We can call it as a microprocessor. And 3 million components only we can call it as VLSI, which means very large scale integration. And 106 complex components we can call it as a SLSI. Okay, so these are the one you can remember. It may come in one marker. And what are the advancements in computers from 1990s? You can see here the first one is a graphical user interface. What does it meaning? So before that we were using the concept called DOS command. I don't know how many of them have seen that. It looks like a black color screen, and when you want to create a folder, now it is very easy for you. You can do right click and new, the folder will be created. But when you are using the DOS command, that time you have to create with everything, the folder or copy, everything you have to use by keyboard, and no mouse will be available. By using the command you are going to create it, and it is not colorful also. Now you can see the our desktop, you can use the screensaver, or desktop also you will be having a many picturized, it is colorful. But before that we were using the DOS command or Unix, it is not much colorful. So that is the first advancement, we are having the graphical user interface. And the second advancement is a www, which means the internet, we can globally access the data. And the third one is the size of the computer, it is a portable. So before that it is a room size, we can't able to carry the system anywhere, but now you can see we can carry the laptop, it is a portable. After that now it comes in our hand, the mobile phone we are using it. After that it is a smart notification, the smartphone also we have enabled with all the WhatsApp or calling or anything we can no connect with our mobile phone. The latest one is IoT. IoT is nothing but Internet of Things. We can this we can see that smart city, smart home. If you want to open the door by using the sensor will be there, it will automatically open the door. If you go to any mall, supermarket or mall also, they will be having this facility. So that is nothing but the IoT. So these are the advancement of computers from 1990s. Okay. And the next concept is a memory. So memory, when you are discussing, there are two types of memory. One is a primary memory and the second one is a secondary memory. So memory, you can see RAM and ROM, and secondary memory, these are the one. And you can see the RAM picture. This is a RAM and it is a volatile memory. Volatile means it is a temporary memory. So for example, when you want to do something in your system, if the power goes, everything will be vanished. You can't save the data. That is nothing but the RAM. And both read and write operation you can do it in the RAM. And ROM, you can see how it looks. It is a non-volatile, which means the contents are not lost, even the power is turned off. It is a permanent storage. Okay. So volatile means temporary, non-volatile means permanent. And this is a table you have to remember. It may come in one marker. So this is a unit description. So the first one, kilobyte. 1 kilobyte is equal to how many byte, and 1 PB equal to how many. So these are the table, you have to remember it. And secondary memory, these are the example. So hard disk, pen drive, SD card. floppy disk and all we were using before. Nowadays we were not using anywhere. And tape record machine and CD, DVD, Blu-ray. All these are example of the secondary memory. When it comes to the primary versus secondary memory, this is also very important question. So primary memory, when you're taking it, is a volatile memory and limited storage capacity because it will be there inside the system. You have a limited. If you say take the phone also you will be having a OS memory, right? But sometimes you will be have to fix the SD card. That is nothing but the secondary memory. So it is a faster access speed, more expensive, and temporary storage for the current task. So directly accessed by CPU, example RAM and ROM, or example of primary. But when it comes to the secondary memory, it is a non-volatile, which means data will be retained and you will be having the largest storage capacity compared to the primary, and it will be the slow access speed, less expensive compared to primary, and it is a permanent storage. So what is it is not directly accessed by CPU. For example, USB drive or pen drive, you can mention it. So this is again the important concept. It is called cache memory. What is the meaning of cache memory? Is it is one of the fastest memory, and where it is located? It is located between CPU and main memory. So whatever the recent data you are going to store it, it will be there in the cache memory, so you can access it. Okay, and because it is very close to the CPU. Okay, and it will be speed up of the operation. So fastest memory, it located where it is located, and it is a volatile memory located very close to CPU. Okay, these are the points you have to mention. So this is a cache memory. We are having the three types of cache. So that you can see the how the cache memory looks like. So secondary memory will be here, and main memory and CPU in between you will be having a cache memory. So cache memory you will be having three type of cache. So no need to, this is for your understanding how the architecture of the cache memory. And the next concept is data transfer. So when you know how the data is transferring inside the when you are giving the input and the output of the processing, how actually the data transferring is happening means the role of bus is very important. So normally when bus means you are carrying the people one place to another place. The same way we are having a different type of buses are there. The first type of bus is a data bus. What is it meaning? It transfer the actual data between the components. So whenever if you want to transfer any data, so this database will be taking care of transferring between the components. And when it comes to the address bus, it transfer the memory addresses from CPU to the memory. Okay, so it is a unidirectional, which means only one way only it will go. That is called address bus. Next, coming to the control bus, it is a unidirectional, which means both the end we can go, and it carries the control signals to coordinate the operation. That will be taken care by the control bus. So data bus, it carries what? Data. And address bus, it carries memory address from CPU to memory. Control bus, it carries what? Control signals to coordinate operation, and it is a unidirectional. And the last one is a system bus. So system bus is nothing but what? It is a collective term. So all together we can call it as a system bus. It includes the data bus, address bus, and control bus. Clear? The next one is a microprocessor. So what is a microprocessor? We had discussed the IC. It contains it looks like a semiconductor way, and the CPU, complete CPU, you are going to put it in the microprocessor silicon chip. That is nothing but the microprocessor. And what it handles the data processing, arithmetic, and logical operation. And these are the microprocessor specification. This is also very important question. If they're asking what are the microprocessor specification, you can say the first one is a word size. What is the meaning of word size? Depends on the word how actually it will be processing. So maximum bits. See, if you have a 4-letter word, based on that the processing speed will be there, and the storage also will be taken care. So that is called word size. The second one is a memory size. So memory size are influenced with what? Word size. Based on the word size only, memory size will be allocated in the RAM. And the next one is a clock speed, which means if you want to instruct any of the statement, if you do the program, how much time it is required for you to do the program, that will be taken care by the clock speed. Okay, so instruction execution rate now in gigahertz it is going to take care. And next one is a course. What is the meaning of courses? It is an independent computation units for efficient multitasking. When you are doing at the same time, like for example, I want to open the PowerPoint, I want to open the video, and I want to open the, ideally at the time you are opening many application, how quickly it is reacting, that will be taken care by the course. So what are the four things? Word size, memory size, clock speed, and course. So these are the four important points for microprocessor specification. The next one is a microcontroller versus microprocessor. This is also very, very important. How the microcontroller is different from microprocessor. Very easy. When you take the microcontroller, you will be having CPU, RAM, and ROM, and also other integrated, other electronic components will be available on a single chip. And mainly, you can use it for specific purpose. Mainly, you can find this device in washing machines, no, whatever the home appliances are there in your home, you can see the microcontroller, and it will do only the specific type of job. But whereas the microprocessor, only the CPU will be there, not RAM, no other thing, which means the storage devices or any other components will not be there. Only the CPU will be there on the microprocessor, and it will be doing the general purpose computing. Okay, and you can use it in where? Found in computers. So these are the point you have to remember. So microcontroller, you'll be having a first point is CPU, RAM, ROM, and other components are available. And the second point, it is designed for specific task. This is important. And the third one, you can found in where? Washing machine. But in microprocessor, only the CPU on the chip. It can be used for general purpose. You can found in computers. The next concept is understanding data and its classification. You have to understand the data. Data, as we discussed before, it is just like a raw, unorganized fact. So it will not give you the meaningful information. But if you take the data, there are three types of data. Very, very important question. The 5 marker hot question also you can expect. So one is a structured data. The second one is unstructured. The third one is a semi-structured. If you take the structured data, it will be the organized form. You will be having a table, the title, it will be having the rows and columns. It will be the organized data. If you take an example of attendance register, your teacher will be taking attendance register, right? So you will be having the proper table format. That is an example of structured data. And another one is your student record, where they are storing the student record in the Excel format. That is also an example of structured data. And when you're taking the unstructured data, so you'll be having the audio, video, social media post. All these are the example of unstructured data. Okay, and semi-structured data means it will be having the features of both, which means it can be the structured also, it cannot be the unstructured also. Okay, for example, when you are preparing the HTML program, so that will be the example of semi-structured data. And also if you take the report card, so the report card, you will be having the table format also. The report card, you will be, for example, this is a report card, you will be having the table format here. Okay, and also here the picture, you will be, the student picture will be there, and here the student name, everything. So it will be having the combination of both. So that is nothing but the report card is an example of what? Semi-structured data. Clear, everyone? So what are the questions they will be asking related to that? I will tell you. Okay, now I will tell you what are the no details. So for example, no, online shopping cart. Okay, online ATM. Okay, online shopping is an example of what? Online shopping. If you want to check it out, online shopping card, you will be having the every month. For example, if you order anything in the Amazon, you can see, no, it will be in the proper order. So that will be the structured data. And ATM transaction, when you want to check it out, what is that ATM transaction? You can download it and you can see that it will be also in that proper table format. That is an example of structured data. And the next one is a railway ticket booking. This is also an example of structured data. And when it comes to the unstructured data, you can see here As I told you, the any images, any audio or social media, Facebook blogs, or everything is an example of unstructured data. And semi-structured data, when you're taking it, you can check your like emails. So what is the meaning of emails? Also, it will be the example of semi-structured data. HTML pages, CSV command, all these are semi-structured data. Now I'll ask you, WhatsApp message is a what type of data it is? WhatsApp message. Put your answer in the comment section. Okay, the next concept is the data life cycle, which means what is the meaning of capturing, storage, and retrieval. What is the meaning of capturing? So whatever the data you can capture from the input devices like a keyboard and barcode readers. When you go to the shopping mall, you can see every every purchase you have done. In the behind that, if you want to purchase the Maggie packet, Maggie behind the barcode will be there, then data will be captured, and the data will be storing in the system. That is called data storage. So whenever if you want, you can retrieve the data. Retrieve the data means you can take the data. That is called retrieval. And the next one is a system software, like which means when you're taking the software concept, there are two types of software, and the system software classification also we are going to see. The first one is a system software, and in system software only you will be having the programming tools, and the next one is the application software. So when it comes to the system software, it manage hardware. So system software is nothing but it is a interface among user, hardware, and software. And programming tools, so when you're developing the programming, you can have for the translator like compiler, interpreter, all these are example of programming tools. And application software, when you're taking it, whatever the applications, for example, everyday life, what software it will be useful. When you're taking the Excel, I want to type all the everyday expenses in the Excel sheet. That is an example of application software. Okay, the next concept is compiler versus interpreter. This is also very, very important question. The difference they will ask you. So what is the meaning of compiler and interpreter is, for example, the computer will understand binary language, which means it is in the form of zeros and ones. But we are giving the program, the instruction in the form of high level language. What is the meaning of high level language? It is a combination of English, mathematical symbol, and other symbols, right? So to high level language to lower level language, actually the conversion needs to be happen, right? The translators, we can call it as a translators. So some programs will follow the compiler based program, and some program will have a interpreter based program, which means the translator it happens. So the first difference of compiler is, if you are typing 10 line of codes, what it will happen, all at once it will do. So that is called all at once. The compiler will execute the program and you will get the error or you will get the execution result. But interpreter will do what? Line by line of execution. So that is the first point of difference. And the second one, the compiler, when it comes to interpreter, the compiler is faster execution and interpreter is slow, the slower execution. This is the second point. And the third point you have to remember, so when it comes to the compiler, the intermediate code, it will create the intermediate code for the compilation. Okay, intermediate code it will be creating, and here no code is needed. It will not create any code. Okay, and the fourth one you can give us an example. The compiler based code or C, C++, all this program are example of compiler based. Interpreter is Python. Okay, so these are the points you have to remember when they're asking compiler versus interpreter. And next type of software, if you take these are the software, just all the concept you can be thorough. So what is the meaning of free and open source software is FOSS. So some of the software, if you see, it is freely available in website, but some software no, and two type of freely software available. One we can call it as a open source software, another one we can call it as a free software. If you take the open source software, the main difference is the source code will be available. In the open source software, if you take it, the source code will be available. So whoever wants to download it, they can download it and they can improvise it, which means they can alter the code and they can improvise it. That is nothing but the open source software. If you take an example of open source software as LibreOffice, no, all this LibreOffice is a very good example of open source software. So you can download it with the source code and you can modify it also. But free software, if you are taking it, it will no, freely available to the public. But what happens is the source code will not be available. That is called free software. So that is called the freeware we are mentioning, right? So it does not give access to the source code. The example is Adobe and Skype. Okay, so this is nothing but the free and open source software, and Python also is very good example. Mozilla Firefox also very good example. And freeware is nothing but the source code will not be available. Example is Adobe and Skype. And what is the meaning of proprietary software? Means it is not free, it is owned by a company and you have to pay the software. Microsoft Office, if you take Windows, Adobe Photoshop, all these are paid version. So you have to pay and get the software. So these are the three type of software you have to remember. And next one is a OS. So when it comes to the system software, the OS is the best example. So system software means what? It is an interface among the user, hardware and software. So OS user interface we are going to see. The first one is a command line interface. This is also very important 5-mark question. What are the OS user interface? First one is a command line interface. As we discussed already, in the DOS command, you will be typing all the command. You will be typing when you want to create a folder, when you want to copy anything, or creating, opening and deleting files. When you want to do it, you are going to use by using the command, right? By using the keyboard command you have to do, then only you can create it. That is called command line interface. The next one we can call it as a graphical user interface. So by using the graphical icons, menus, buttons only, we will be using the graphical user interface. That is the second one. And the third one is a gesture based interface. So you can see here, when you want to play the video game or anything, by using your hand, by using your no gesture only, you can interact with the computer. That is nothing but the gesture based user interface. So waving, tilting or shaking, through that you are contacting to the computer. And next one is a voice based interface. The Siri, Alexa, all these are example of voice based user interface. Next one is a touch based user interface. So physically you have to touch it. For example, in the mobile phone you are using the touch screen, right? And laptop also we can use the touch laptop. All these are example of touch based user interface. So these are the user interface. I hope everyone remember. Command line interface means the important keyword you have to mention. Creating, opening, deleting files are done by using text command. Example, you can give only one example, DOS command. Graphical user interface means the user interacts with the system through what? Graphical icons, menus and buttons. Example, you can give Windows. And the third one, gesture based. The user interact with the system using physical gesture like waving, tittling or shaking. Example is gesture recognition or smartphones. Voice based interface through voice. So Google Assistant, Siri or Alexa. Touch based is physically touching the screen. So touch laptop, touch screen laptop or smartphone. The next topic is operating system function. This is also very important 5-mark question. The function of operating system. The first one is a memory management. What is a memory management? It will allocate, reallocate, deallocate memory resources. For example, when you want to install this software in the system, so how much it has to be allocate the memory in the drive, that will be taken care by the memory management. So that is called allocation. Reallocation means one drive to another drive when you want to copy it, then reallocation. Deallocate means when you want to erase the complete software from the system, how much memory will be free. All this will be taken care by the memory management. Next one is a device management. Again, the thing is manages communication, allocation and deallocation. So whenever if you want to install the network devices or any other devices, external devices to your system, that allocation, deallocation will be taken care by the device management. Next one is a process management, which means when you want to execute the program. So how much time it is taking, no, when they are created, all this information will be taken care by the process management. So for example, when you are given the system update every 15 days once, so that will be taken care by the process management. That is what it has mentioned as a scheduling. And next one is a file management. File management means the user, when they are creating the file, who created the file, and deletion, permission. In case if you are creating the file with a security, so the permission and security will be taken care by the file management. Next one is a network management. As I told you, when you want to connect to the any of the LAN network or WAN network, that configuration, everything will be taken care by the network management. Next one is a security, which means if you install the no unauthorized access. For example, when you set the no laptop or administrator, and any other person is trying to install the software, that time the security will be taken care by them. So whether unauthorized access are entering into your system or not. So these are the functions of operating system. I hope everyone is clear with the topic. So this is the last topic for this first chapter. So the important question, as I already told you, the 5 marker is, first one is what? Block diagram. You have to mention the diagram and no all the input, output, memory, and output. So these are the one you have to mention. And the second one, evolution, they will ask in 2 marker or 3 marker. And the third one is, what are the types of data? That will be the hard question. They will give you certain no, which, for example, the report card, what type of data it is, they will ask like that. And the fourth question will be the function of OS and the user interfaces. And system software also is very very important. Compiler versus interpreter, then hardware versus software, all these questions are very important. So when I'm doing the revision classes, I'm completely focusing on important question and how to write and what are the keyword. Now I have generally taught you what are the important point from each concept. Okay, if you have any question, post your question in the comment section. I will tell you the answer. And as I told you, this is my book. If you see the book, you will be having the point wise explanation and lot more example I have given. So if you want to order it, you can contact this person. He will deliver to your place, as well as it will be available in Sapna Book online also. And Avenue Road, if you go Sapna Book House also, you will get it. So you can get, you can have all in one textbook, question bank, and lab manual. And I have mentioned all the question and answer with a point wise and easy explanation. So just you can go through that. And if you already ordered the book, please you can just put your feedback in the comment section. So soon I'm going to start the second chapter. So those who didn't subscribe my channel, please do the subscription. And if this video is really helpful, please share it with your friends. Thank you so much.